trying to make it organic.
It was. Now it's not.
Yeah, it was so organic. It sounded so good. Stupid audio wasn't.
What's up, guys? How are you doing? Welcome back to the not Taco Thursday show.
It
podcast.
is no longer Taco Thursday.
Joe, what happened? Let us.
Well, we got a lot of good feedback from last week, and we want to thank you all for that.
Seriously, thank you all for watching, liking, subscribing, leaving comments, telling us what you liked, what you didn't.
And now, if you remember, last week I said that this is going to be the Taco Thursday podcast, but if we just get an outcry of 1717, then we would change it. And
that's what happened.
That is exactly what happened. The second we posted it, every few minutes we'd get a text or a DM or a Snapchat. Hate Taco Thursday. Love 1717.
It would start out and be like, the podcast was great. But I don't like the name.
Yeah.
Right after we finished recording the first episode, I went over to my mom's place where she works, and I told her we're kind of in between Taco Thursday and 1717. And she said, "What'd you name it?" I said, "We went with Taco Thursday." And just an immediate look of disappointment. She was like, "Really?
I'm disappointed in you, son."
that was my turning point. I was like, "Dude, we got to change it."
When your mother is disappointed in you over your choices, that's when you know you need to rethink your choices.
1770 rolls off the tongue really well. And we're going to have some decor hopefully next week. The set's slowly going to change.
Yeah, we're building it up. We're building it up. Don't worry. Yeah, but, you know, this whole name situation, you know, it reminds me, did you know that I actually legally changed my name?
What do you mean? Your first name isn't Joseph?
No, my first name is Joseph. I've always been Joseph. But, you know, I was not born Joseph Evangelista. A lot of people don't know that.
Really?
Yeah. When I was...
What were you born as?
When I was a child, I forget exactly how old I was, but when I was a kid, my father changed our name from Joseph Evangelist to Joseph Evangelista. He just tacked an A at the end.
Did he just like the Italian vibe or what?
Yeah. Well,
is that what it was?
It's an interesting story. So basically, when our ancestors first came to America from Italy, in the 30s, I think it was, before World War II, my great-grandfather changed, or my great-grandfather, I don't even know. He changed his name from Giovanni Evangelista to John Evangelist.
Giovanni.
To better fit into American culture, I guess. And so ever since then, we've been the evangelists. But my father wanted to take us back to our Italian root.
That's kind of counterintuitive now that your dad's been a pastor for, 15 years, and he changed his name from
evangelist to evangelist. It just means the same thing. It's just an Italian word.
The Italian way.
Yeah. That's how we do it.
Well, I didn't know that. Yeah, well, that's funny.
Interesting, right? Yeah. And now all you guys know too.
Yeah. Now probably 20 people that watch this.
Yeah, for real.
So we have some things we need to talk to you about today. Joseph and I, like we said, we're really happy to start this podcast, start something new, and we really want to stick with it.
Yes.
Because we're having fun doing it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's really.
We
fun.
don't care if this gets 5 views or 500. What we do, we would like.
Yeah, we would like a lot of you, but I mean,
no, honestly, we're having fun doing it.
Yeah, we would do it no matter what, for sure.
But Joe and I are really good at starting things and just not finishing them.
It's been one of our biggest problems.
Tell them about the bow tie.
Oh yeah.
Because that's a really good idea.
It's a great idea. So like Bennett said, we've always started these projects. We've started these business ventures, these different things. And we've really gone heavy at the beginning, but then they just kind of pewter out, right? But when we were juniors in high school, were we juniors or sophomores? Sophomores or juniors, somewhere around there. I don't remember the exact time. We got the great idea. We saw that there were these guys making wooden bow ties, like bow ties out of wood. And we were like, how hard could that be, right? To make those wooden bow ties. I was really into woodworking. It was one of my hobbies. Bennett was really into just being, supporting of my endeavors.
I had no talent when it came to the manufacturing of it, but
he was in the marketing department. He had all the ideas.
I took the pictures.
Yeah, he had all the ideas. Yeah. And so we're like, dude, let's make wooden bow ties and sell them. We called it. Do you remember what we called it?
Yeah, no, we called it bow ties for Busega. Because our youth group at the time, we started going on mission trips to Uganda. And the city that they went to was Busega, Uganda. And so we're like, this would be a great way.
That might be a good topic for a later podcast, because I've been to Busega.
I haven't been, but I was like, dude, that has such a good ring. Bow ties for Busega.
And we were going to give like 50% of the profit to
like 30,
this ministry. We were going to give a lot of the profit to this ministry. And
selfishly and sinfully, we were like, dude, if we just make this about a mission,
People
like
will
not
buy
only would they make money, but we would make more because people would want to buy it. Probably shouldn't have said
Honestly,
that. But we're just being honest. We're on return now, and thankfully it kind of failed.
Yeah, no. So we had, I mean, you might be able to put it on the screen. We had like we made these bow ties. Yeah, throw it up on the screen. They look pretty good, and but they just never really made it out of the R&D department. It just kind of, we didn't get enough production. We didn't get the inventory. We didn't, But we had like a Facebook and an Instagram and everything. We were ready. We just didn't jump the final gun.
I don't even know what we did because I remember we made a few of them, and then I went to some school event where I had to wear a tie. I said, Joe, can you give me like our prototype to wear?
Yeah.
I wore it. And after that, we just kind of never went back to it.
I honestly don't know. There are some things like that you just don't really.
Yeah. You want to hear another idea that has gone terribly wrong? I don't even know how much you were invested in this one, but our other good friend, Andrew Cole, I love you, buddy. Hope you're doing well at school.
Miss you.
For some reason, we were addicted. We still are addicted to sweets.
Oh, come on.
But no, we had a
What do you mean for some reason? We were children.
I know, but we were terribly addicted to sweets. And so we loved cotton candy. And we always wanted to make a cotton candy machine. And I swear, like, we tried this 4 or 5 times where we would be watching these videos because people were doing it on the internet, and they would get like 2
out of what, like a brake drum, like what?
They would. There was a lot of different ways. They would get 2 tops for like a small one. They would get 2 tops of like a mason jar, and then
it's tiny.
They're these 2 tiny little lids that you put on top, and like either weld them or like put holes and like twist wires so they're like secured together. Then you put a hole through the top. If you don't know how a cotton candy machine works, you put a hole and the sugar goes in the little holding thing, and there's holes on the side of it. And when you heat up the sugar, it melts and just spits the strands of hot sugar out.
Literally just sugar.
And this is kind of when it went terribly wrong. We got the whole lid contraption, put the motor to spin it. We were like, dude, let's just put a bolt and a drill and like put a nut on the top. No. But it was spinning. It looked legit, and it was going. Wait, no, I think I'm telling this wrong. We didn't do a bolt. We did like a metal stick. Oh, yeah, this is why we're wrong. We put a metal stick in it, and to secure, we didn't know how to secure the 2 lids to the stick.
Before we were mechanically inclined, right?
We still aren't. And we super glued the lid, or we hot glued the lid to the little metal rod. Glue. And so we go and test it out. We're super pumped. Start spinning it, start putting a blowtorch lighter thing up to melt the sugar, and it starts going, and then it starts getting wobbly, and the whole top just like flies. We're like, what just happened? And then we realize that the blowtorch had melted. The hot glue will melt. We never had a successful run with that. I think eventually we just started like burning sugar, and like it's like, oh, this tastes like cotton candy. But aside from the aside from this podcast, there is one accomplishment that we will always hold near and dear to our hearts.
The best thing we've ever done in our entire life.
And most of y'all probably know about it too. Joe, tell us.
So we were definitely juniors at this time. We had a couple of experiments with, in your backyard, burning wooden pallets. Like shipping container pallets things where
we would have some huge fires.
Huge fires in the back. Yeah. Your father.
He eventually...
Shut us. Remember when the fire marshal got called?
Yeah, a fire marshal lives in our neighborhood, and he was called on us because our fires were too big.
It wasn't fun.
Reynolds kind of shut that whole operation down. We had to have campfires after that.
But that gave us the idea, how big could we get it? And I remember we were like collecting pallets for like a couple of weeks, and we had gotten up to, I think, 50 pallets in the back of your porch, and we were like, we were planning on burning them at 50. We were going to have a big pallet fire at 50.
50, that'd be huge, right?
We're like, that's awesome. That's so big. We got 50. We're like, dude.
I don't think we realized how accessible pallets were.
Yeah.
Like, we could find,
we were finding so
pallets.
Easy. We get like 50
everywhere.
a night. Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And we were like, dude, 50, that's nothing. That's child's play. Let's just go for the big one. So we ended up, for the next like 3 or 4 months, collecting pallets. We put them at my house, remember, on our long driveway.
Yeah, I think I have a picture. I'll throw it up because it's so big of just
so many.
A line of pallets.
We have pictures and also videos. And then finally, in May, right after we ended our junior year, we were ready to burn them. So we got out in this big old field. We made them into this huge pyramid, like a ziggurat. And then we lit them on.
And we had to. The funny thing is, we had to transport them all the way out to
Upatoy.
Yeah, Upatoy, because we didn't have a place to burn them.
It was like 45 minutes away.
Thankfully, our friends had a big open field where we could burn them, but it was huge.
It was gigantic.
It was hot.
It was incredible. We had a bunch of people out there, and dude, that was our crowning achievement for sure. The fact that we did something and stuck with it. We had over 600 pallets.
Just think 600.
600 pallets. We'll put up pictures right here of us on top of the structure, and I'm sure I have some videos of the fire burning.
It was really big. It was really hot, and we did it in the summer, which was not.
Yeah. Not the move.
We started it in December, didn't we, to be honest?
Yeah, we started it like way in the wintertime. Dude, we had to stand back like a mile away from that fire to keep from getting just burned. Dude, that was awesome. And then, do you remember the week after, we had to go back, and because each of those pallets has nails in it to keep it together. And we had to go back, and the people who we burned it in the field, they're like, hey, we can't have these nails out here in the field because we use this field for stuff. So we had to go out there, and we had to manually pick up all the nails. There were thousands of nails out there.
There was a lot of nails.
Literally, because each pallet had, quite a few nails holding it together. 600 pallets times 10 nails, and that's conservative. That's 6,000 nails.
It was a lot.
It was incredible. So yeah, we were out there all day, and we were covered in soot and dust and ash and it was a mess, but it was a lot of fun.
You know what other idea kind of comes to mind? Which this was never serious, but we were just idiots back then.
Back then,
it was a long time ago. When
I have to say, we're still idiots.
When Cross Point was at the old Mountain Hill, we started.
I know exactly what you're gonna talk about.
We started collecting bottles, and we had like a fort out in the back of the church.
Yes.
And we were like, dude, because
we were trying to recycle the bottles.
A lot of these ideas have with us. We just wanted to become rich and make money. And we started finding all these bottles in the woods. Said, dude, we can recycle these and like maybe get like 5 cents a bottle
each. Yeah.
And for some 5 cents. For some dumb reason, we thought that if we stop laughing.
No, it's so funny. It's so funny.
If we broke the bottles and like kept all these glass shards in a big, I don't even know what it was. It was just a big tub
or bucket.
Like we could like fit
more. We get more money.
We get more because they were broken. I don't know.
I'm sorry, dude. We were so funny.
Yeah, that was another bad idea.
I remember that so well, dude. We called it the dojo. Remember the place we used to have right there? We called it the dojo, and we would go out there and we find bottles and we'd smash them, and we'd collect them.
You know what I think of when I think of the dojo?
What?
Club Penguin.
I never actually played Club Penguin. Rest in peace.
You played Wizards 101?
I never did either. You know what I played? I was a Webkins guy.
Webkins was fun too.
Oh, you know what else I love? Neopets. You remember Neopets?
We need to stop talking about this before.
This is not in our plan.
All right, there's a bunch of bad ideas. We're going into the one segment we're doing every week: $1 billion ideas by Bennett. All right,
I haven't heard this yet, so this is a completely live reaction.
I only have one for you today.
I can't wait to hear it.
But this is really good. A lot of you viewers didn't think the mug idea was good, saying it's a Yeti or whatever. You didn't hear me right, okay? We'll talk about it. Okay.
It's a conversation for a different time.
When we were younger, my dad we would get mulch, like a big pile of mulch in our driveway, just to like put in our backyard or spread everywhere. But I felt like we did it a lot. And so we're always moving mulch like up and down hills or whatever. And I don't know when I got this idea. It definitely wasn't then. I just hated life then. But what if you have a wheel? You know, a wheelbarrow is all man powered.
Yeah, of course.
It up hills. It's a piece of plastic with a wheel on it. What if you just put a motor on that one wheel that goes 4 or 5 miles an hour, and just maybe a trigger on the handles right here, so that when you're going up hills like this, you just pull it right here, and it'll you're just holding it up. You're not having to push. You're just holding it up, and it does all the work for you, just like that.
A motorized wheelbarrow.
Motorized wheelbarrow
that does all the work for you. Not a bad idea. Actually, legitimately not a bad idea. Now that
and I don't think it's a thing.
I'm
maybe it's a thing in like Switzerland or something.
That was really random. But no,
it didn't sound American.
I was thinking about it. I'm thinking about it right now. And it sounds like such a good idea and such honestly an easy thing to make that it can't not be a thing already. You know? It can't not be a thing. Look it up.
I'm about to look this up.
And if we find a picture of it, we'll put it up. For sure. Motorized wheelbarrow.
Okay,
These things are like $10,000.
That's not a. That's like a mini tractor, though.
Yeah, that's
not what I'm talking about.
That's like a bulldozer.
That's
Oof.
$800 for a. Okay, I had no idea these existed actually. Huh.
Maybe we should do some research before we make our $1 billion ideas, so that we don't.
This is one that I've had since I was
A child.
like. So maybe they weren't invented when I thought of this.
Let's keep telling ourselves that. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You were the originator. I'm sure whoever invented that overheard you talking about it at the ice cream shop or whatever.
Yeah.
To your little 3rd grade friends. And they were like, that kid's got a good idea. And now he's a millionaire and we're not.
I don't know.
Either way, it's not a bad idea. It's a very good idea. I'm sure it
You know what is a good idea, though?
What?
And this whole episode just turned into an episode of ideas. We should
Sometimes that's the best kind of episode.
I posted a Facebook status, and I don't know how people felt about this, but we should get a bunny for the apartment. The big bunny.
I was very, very on board with this idea.
You remember that picture I showed you, Cannon, holding?
Please, let's put it up right now.
Dude, I love how many pictures we're just going to put up.
Yeah,
This whole
the whole
episode's a slideshow.
Probably.
The bunny
honestly.
is like...
It's a giant bunny.
Could you imagine that thing just lumping around here? Like just an old dude just hopping
Dude,
around?
I can imagine somebody walking in the door of the apartment and they see like a little tuft of fur like go behind the couch and like, oh, do you have a dog? What would we name him? Thumper?
That's so original.
Nugget Jr.
Don't
Tell them about your rabbit. This was not planned, but you need to hear this story.
I
Tell
don't
them about
want
this
to. I feel like a
terrible-
terrible person.
Tune in next week to hear about Nugget the rabbit and how he or she.
It was a he.
And
I think
how
Will
he-
told. No, wait. I don't know.
You don't know what gender your own bunny was?
It's a bunny. They don't have.
I hate to assume their gender, but no. Listen,
I don't know if I want to tell this story at all. We'll think about it this week. If we're up to it, I'll tell you the story next week. But
it's an incredible story.
how is a decapitated bunny an incredible story?
Well, you just spoiled the ending.
Well, I'll tell the whole thing next week.
Next week, tune in to hear about how Nugget Sr. was decapitated. Horribly grotesque, but also very, very interesting and a real mystery. Okay?
It
have,
really was.
You'll figure it out. It's a real mystery. All right. I think that's all we have for this week of 1717 podcast.
Yeah, just a lot of ideas.
A lot of ramblings.
Yeah. Thank y'all for listening. Hopefully we'll see you next week.
See ya. Love you all.